this is Sunniva.
And this is Johannes.
And you're watching Board Gaming Ramblings.
And today we are taking a look at Age of Galaxy. This is a new second edition of the game coming from Portal Games at Spiel. And this is a review copy they sent to us, so thank you so much for that. We're going to talk about this game. Before we do that, we're going to talk about the overview of this game, which is kind of talking about the game, but not talking about the feelings of the game, but just how the game works. If you haven't seen a video of ours before, this is where I kind of talk about the game, but not do the full real rules breakdown. I always say that wrong. Breakthrough, I always say. Not a full rules breakdown, but I'm going to explain kind of what you do. I'm going to play 5 rounds of the game. This is not set up exactly as the game would be. You would have more of these. So you would have 5 of these since you're playing 5 rounds. And this marker is going to be the round marker, which is also going to tell you which planets are available to colonize and do other actions with. In this game, every round you're going to get 3 actions. There are ways to get more, but most of the round you're going to have 3 actions. You're going to use them to do different things. You can use them to colonize a planet if you have that planet available. You can do all the different actions on the board here, and you can do the trading things up here with your trade one of these resources most of the time for different other resources, or you can pay those other resources for points. And this will also change during the game, so later in the game it will be only available to get points for it. You will be manufacturing cruisers, you will be digging up relics, you will be gaining more money so you can do more actions, you will be exploring the galaxy to get some of these tokens that gives you some resources, and that is basically like the gist of what you're doing. You will be exploring different technologies so you get better at it. The main thing about this game is these cards right here. This is a big pile of different faction cards, and these factions cards is gonna dictate or help you decide which strategy to go down every time you play. At the beginning of the game, you're gonna get 7 of these cards, and then you can do a mulligan. You can discard up to 3 of them to get 3 more. There is an advanced draft variant. We have not played with that. We have only played the basic setup, or like the normal way to play. And throughout the game, you will be able to play 3 of these cards into an alliance. You're going to start with 1. That's going to give you some bonus resources at the beginning and also abilities. And also it's going to tell you a type of planet that you are able to interact with on the board. Throughout the game, you will be able to play 3 of your cards into your alliance, which gives you more and more abilities. So in this game, in the beginning, you're going to be looking at the cards and choosing kind of what you want to do. At least a bit of it. The other cards you can use to either discard to be able to interact with a planet of that type, or you can discard it for a one-time ability, or you can also place it under here to get a true major ideology. Because at the end of the game, if you have, let's say I had these 3 cards, 2 red and a blue, I will have the red ideology, which will score me points for a specific thing. But if I only, let's say I had a green and a blue and a red, I wouldn't score for any of those. So I might then have kept this red one to place as my major ideology to score points for that. Also, it's a way to, which happened last time we played, that you had like a plan for something you wanted to score for, but then you got better at something else, and you were then able to change your endgame scoring at the end. And that is basically the game. Let's talk about it.
It is a very straightforward action selection game. Most of the game you will have 3 action discs, and that is basically what you get to do in that round. So the interesting part here is basically deciding where to spend your resources and where to spend your actions. It is a little tight on resources, this game. You can, for example, use 1 of your disc to get 1 coin. You can colonize that costs more money the more planets you've already colonized, and there you will get some resources. If you have the opportunity to explore, you will get resources there. But other than that, your ways of getting resources is a little limited.
I feel like the main way of getting more resources is using the trade cards, and those are going to be different each time you play. So you beginning of the game, you'll be able to see what resources are going to be easier to get. And also the trade cards are linked to these actions. So when somebody does an action here, at the end of the round, it's going to move up here. And then if that card is full, for example, now we're playing a 2-player game, and that card is now going to be full, then you're going to trigger on Golden Age, which gives these back to the players. So next round, I would get 3 more, plus the 2 I had on that card.
You will
so I will
not
be
take
able.
it from the board.
That was just because I didn't have one another place. Thank you for noticing that. You did have one, yay! So that is a way to get more actions. That is a very interesting mechanism. The game also is pretty quick. The first time was a bit longer because we were learning it, but after that's a very snappy game. All of this is fine.
Yeah,
You're doing the things, it's fun, but if this was the game, it would be a very boring game.
I agree.
It would be an okay game.
Yeah, because
it would be...
this tech tree is not that exciting. It's all right.
It helps you.
Yeah, but it's not like, oh, I'm excited because I get this tech, haha.
No.
It's not that.
But there is a thing that elevates this from being a game to a great game, spoiler alert. And as I said in the overview, it's these cards.
Yeah.
Talk about them. The cards.
They're super cool. There's a lot of them.
Yes.
And they are basically just like different abilities or one-time uses sometimes also, but they give you a direction. They greatly influence the strategy that you're going to have for that game. And I love that you get to choose from so many and you're trying to then pick out the best tree to make your combo, and that might switch because you can have like, I have a plan for these 3 cards, and then players make choices that you think, oh, because you have that ability, my ability is not going to be any good, or my ability on this other card is going to be better, and you kind of switch out. And not only does it influence the opportunities you have during like to get to do the things, but also, as you said, it influences what your final scoring would be.
Yeah, these cards are amazing. Every time we played, and this is a game where I'm done, I just want to play it again.
Yeah.
Because it's very quick, it's snappy, especially with 2 players, and it's very good with 2 players as well. Great with more, but great with 2 players as well. And it gives me a good feeling like, okay, let's do it again. Because I want to see what cards do I get this time. What strategy can I find out with this? Because the last time we played, like the more we played, the more I'm starting to see these different combos. Because okay, I want to start with this card. Oh, but it would be really cool with this card. But I really need this one to be able to do that. And also the planets I'm able to, okay, depending on the planet that comes out. And also the things you choose to do with this, it's going to be depending on the resources available for the trading. Because the first time we played, I did a strategy where I needed a lot of blue. But this card which gives you blue wasn't there. So I had to work hard to get those blue. If that card was there, it would have been even easier to do that strategy. So it's very much like you're adapting to both the state of the game, but also the other players. But this is the game.
Yeah, this is the game. I agree.
And there's so many cool abilities. So many different, there is technologies on the cards, there's one-time abilities, there's passive abilities, there's free actions. There's so much you can do with this. And the different combinations you get in your hand is almost limitless. And there is probably so many combos to find. Because every time I play, I find a new combo. Like I find like, oh, but this one works so cool with that. But if I had this with the other one, it would be a completely different combo.
Yeah.
So even though you're doing many of the same things, it's going to feel different. And it's mainly like, I feel like for me, finding cool combinations that kind of break the game in a way that I'm trying to be better at breaking that game than the other players.
Yeah, because I can get a card in my hand one game we're playing and I'm thinking, oh, this doesn't, what a bad card, it doesn't fit what I'm trying to do at all. Then I can use that for the one-time bonus that it gives me, so it's not useless. Or I can, as you said, do like a mulligan and try to switch it out to get to see something better. But another game, that card can be super valuable because it has like something that matches with the other cards. Or I can have like a card that I use one time with a combo and it works great, and then I get it with another combo later and I'm just like, oh, it's maybe a little boring because I played with this last time too. Sometimes I'm like that. I want to try new stuff.
100%.
And it's just, but it fits so well with the thing. And it basically is a game.
I think that you're gonna like this game if you enjoy. It's very. There is interaction. You can attack other people in like not in a direct way, but there is ways to take away their planets
and if like planets are the thing that you are going for, because that's one of the main ways to score points in this game. That is kind of direct, I would say.
But I agree. But then there's a way to mitigate that, because if I have the same
Yes.
amount of cruisers, I have planets, then
That
you
are
cannot
protected,
take my
yes.
planets. And if I develop the planet, which gives me more points, I can get this technology, which immediately protects all my developed planets.
Yep.
So there are ways to like go, you have to work a bit to get there, but there are ways to get around that.
Yes.
So there is a bit of interaction in this game. And it is also one of those games where I think you will be in games where just my combo is better than your combo.
Yeah.
But it doesn't bother me too much because I'm having fun doing my thing. And I'm seeing like, okay, I will try to, but then I see you doing something very good. Okay, how can I get past this and try to get more points than you? Spoiler alert, I usually can't. But there is so many things that makes this fun. And I think like if you like this, trying to find combinations of cards and you enjoy an action selection game, I think you might like this game. So Sunima, did you like this game? That's my segue over to the final thoughts. Okay, final
I
thoughts.
like it. Just gonna tap into like you can get a combo that is better than
Yeah.
someone else's. I think if it was a longer game, that would bother me
100%.
because this is such a short game. How much time did we use?
40-45 minutes with
Yeah.
2 players, and then we played it. The first time we only played it with 4, which was like an hour and I think like 90 minutes. But I think it's going to be easier to get it down to like an hour 15.
Yes, because this is a game where okay, let's go again.
Yeah.
Let's see if I get a cooler combo next
Yes.
time. I think this is a fun game. I think the actions in itself are very simple, which is kind of a good thing because then the AP will not be like a huge problem. It will go like snappy turns. You're trying to squeeze out as much as possible with your limited actions and your limited resources. And the cards, as we've said many times now, that's where the interesting stuff happens. And I'm still wanting to play it again
Yes.
to explore more of the combinations and just have fun with trying to make it my own. And that's the cool thing about not just having like one ability that this is your ability. You're creating that ability yourself. And I would also like to play it more to see if I like the draft more.
Yeah.
Or to see if I like it best as it's meant to play, that you can like, because I think when you have all these cards and you can switch out 3 of them, I think it's not gonna be like a Terraforming Mars problem that you have that just like, oh, I
Didn't get anything.
Yes. So I think that mitigates the luck factor quite a bit.
Absolutely.
And it is a game that you can't decide I'm going to go for the retrieve strategy before you
see
get the
your
cards.
No.
You have to adapt to the cards that you... I have this great explore combo. I'm not gonna use it. I'm gonna scavenge instead. Like, you have to do what the cards tell you to do. I think this is a fun game. I'm going to give it a 7.5.
Okay, Age of Galaxy, it really surprised me. I like, it gives me the kind of feelings I get when I play these card games. And when I saw pictures of this, I thought it was a card game because they show a lot of this. And it is like a card-driven game, but it's not a card game. I was thinking when I saw this card, I was like, oh, I'm going to play this card and does something. And then maybe it's I have cards in my hand, I play it and maybe I get more cards. This is not like that. And in a good way, this was, as I said, like this base. This is like the machine. And this is what makes the machine work. So this is like here to make these combos interesting and make them really good. I really like this game. I think this game is great. I love the length. I love the box size. I enjoy the artwork a lot. We didn't even talk about that. All of these have different artwork that are really cool sci-fi art. And it's not like a super thematic game. I mean, like maybe these are thematic. I don't know because it's sci-fi, but it's a very good game. I really like this. I'm gonna give it an 8.5. A great game. That's the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Johannes.
I'm Cinema.
Subscribe and thank you. You've been watching Board Gaming Ramblings. Bye bye.